Reba, come. Reba, no. Reba, no.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Mark from Homestead, and in this video I want to tell a story about something that happened a few weeks ago, and then talk about ways that we kind of mitigate issues like this and ensure our safety here on the homestead while we enjoy the wildlife that exists here and kind of live peacefully. So, as you saw in the beginning of the video, we had a bear encounter. This is our second or third bear encounter that we've had since we've been here. We had a bear encounter last year where a bear showed up at the house. He was going through the trash cans. I chased him away, scared him by shooting towards him, purposely not trying to hit him with a pistol. He ran off. I put the trash cans inside, closed the garage door, and went back about my business. 30 minutes later, he came back. He was on top of one of our mobile chicken coops trying to rip open the plastic top, like the roofing. And I grabbed a rifle and I took care of the bear. So unfortunately I had to dispatch that bear. I tried to give him a chance by chasing him off. That's just the way it is sometimes on a farm in the woods. So we're on 21 acres here and we have 3 dogs. So we have a German Shepherd mix, a big black dog, and he's like 90 to 100 pounds, give or take. And then we have a 60-pound red heeler named Tula, and she's pretty awesome dog. And then we have little Reba, who's a red heeler, but for some reason she only grew to 25 pounds. Her mom was really small. Her dad was a good size heeler. So she's our little micro heeler, and she's got plenty of attitude to kind of make up for her size. So between those 3 dogs, we walk around our property, our 21 acres, for, you know, exercise and stuff like that. And we don't really have too many issues because we have those 3 dogs. But as you saw from the beginning of the video, we had an encounter and that bear just didn't seem to really give 2 craps about the dogs that we had. So a little bit about what happened in this particular situation is my wife was walking and she had the baby on her chest on like one of those kangaroo pouches. And so she had the baby and she was doing a lap. So she did a lap with the dogs, and the dogs were acting strange in the back of the property, sniffing around a lot. And so she saw that and was like, that's strange. So she went and she did grab a revolver in a shoulder holster that we have. So we always kind of keep this around. This is a just U.S. Army reproduction World War II tanker holster. These are like $30, very, very inexpensive, and they do a lot. So this little Taurus 856 38 special, she had in here, and she wore it around her shoulder, and she went around on her second lap. So on the second lap, that's when Reba, as you can see in the footage, she runs up to where the creek is and she starts barking at a bear that's roughly 10 yards or less from her. So she's barking at it. She has really good recall. Chelsea recalls the dog. Reba comes running back. That's when Chelsea noticed the bear, and then she turned around and just went back to the house. So it kind of worked out. However, as you can see, now the game camera is not adjusted for date and time, the proper date and time. I just threw a card in there and was trying to see what kind of wildlife's out there on the trails. And so the dates are wrong, but the time does show that there's like a 2-minute or less difference between when the bear starts coming up to where she was when she walked away. So the bear wasn't really intimidated by the dogs or the scent of all 3 dogs and her, and just kind of kept going towards that direction where she was just at, and towards where she ended up running to. So she made it back to the house. I was at work, so we called the neighbor. He came by and drove his UTV around the trails to just kind of scare off whatever's there. So that was all dealt with and good to go. Everything's fine, worked out from there. So moving forward from that experience, we just always make sure that we have a firearm on us when we are doing our walks or when I'm out doing stuff on the property. We've had everything from foxes that I had to shoot at to scare off from attacking our chickens. We've had loose dogs too, not really here, but up the road a little bit when I was checking the mail. Just pit bulls running around, and so, you know, that was kind of annoying. And then, you know, obviously the bears, and we've heard coyotes. I have a short on my channel that shows me just out there by the fire, and you can just hear coyotes howling pretty bad. So just knowing that we have stuff out there, it is nice to just have peace of mind, carry a weapon, so that we can protect ourselves and our livestock if we need to. And so just some things that I want to talk about with that is kind of solutions and what we do, because we like to wear, you know, in the hot time, in the summertime in Virginia, it gets pretty hot. So what I do is I'm wearing what, you know, like athletic shorts and shoes, and she's wearing leggings and shoes and stuff like that. So you don't really have like a leather belt on with a gun, right? You're not fully, you know, full battle rattle walking around on the property, right? So what I like to do is I have this, like I said, this tanker holster, and it allows you to carry a gun secure. It has a snap on it, so you can carry a gun, a revolver, and it has little loops that you can carry spare rounds of ammunition. And so, as I told you with our encounter last year, I did discharge a firearm towards it to scare it off, right? That's my priority, is to just try to scare off an animal first. Now with a revolver, you have 6 rounds of ammunition. You discharge a couple of rounds to scare the bear off, and if that doesn't work, then you're down to like 3 or 4 rounds, right? So it's nice to carry extra rounds of ammunition on you so you can top off the revolver, because sometimes bears do come around, get your scent, and they come back, right? Now I know in Virginia we have black bears. They're, you know, I was always told, and it is true for the most part, that they're more afraid of you than you are of them, and that's the truth. However, there's plenty of cases of people being murdered by black bears, whether it's New Jersey, you know, whatever parts of the South, or anywhere in the mountains, right? And so where we are, which I like to call the front line of the heartland, we are outside of Northern Virginia, but we're not really in Central Virginia, and it's like pretty urban north of us and pretty rural where we are and beyond. So pretty sweet location, especially when it comes to clientele for selling our product and stuff like that from the farm. So again, going back to the holster, so this is a pretty cheap option for somebody that's a homesteader. This is a Taurus 856 Defender. It's a 3-inch barrel, 38 special, holds 6 rounds of 38 special. You can put plus P in here, which is more higher velocity round. So it kind of gets like the most you can out of a 38 special caliber revolver. And this fits in that holster just fine, like I showed you. And these run about $350, brand new. Now, Taurus isn't the best company in the world. I've had issues with this where I had to contact Taurus and get a spare screw for the yoke here, because it fell out while I was shooting it the first 100 rounds, right? So, you know, you shouldn't have issues like that with a weapon right out of the box, right? So that was kind of annoying, but, you know, now I just kind of Loctite everything and just make sure it's good to go. This is another option here. These are, this is a police trade-in Smith & Wesson M&P Model 10. And so the Spanish police department somewhere in Spain was like, hey, we're going to update to new Glocks or whatever the case may be. So they went ahead and they sold these back to the United States, and these were available in the civilian market. And these hold 6 rounds of 38 special. You can put plus P in here. And this is a very well made, smooth, easy to use revolver. Just so you know, all these revolvers are, all the weapons here are unloaded. Yeah, so this thing is super awesome. And it also fits in this holster. It's the cool thing about this holster. It seems to be very modular. It works with a bunch of different guns and takes the 38 ammo that on here, so you have extra rounds, right, while you're out on the property. So that's another good option. Now, there are also police trade-in or used Smith & Wesson Model 19s or Model 66s. And what those are is they're 357 Magnum caliber revolvers. So 6 shots, 357 Magnum is a much more substantial cartridge than a 38. However, you can also shoot 38 special and 38 plus P out of this gun. So the same ammunition, buy once, cry once, get a bunch of that 38 and you're good to go. It works with a lot of different weapons. So that's what, this definitely is a lot more potent. Definitely better for if you're in bear country. It's a nice 4-inch, or you can get them in like 2 1/4 inch or whatever, or 2 3/4 inch barrels. So a little bit shorter barrel, easier to wield and everything like that and carry. But this is a really good option right here. And then lastly, so again, they all fit in this holster. This Model 19 fits in this holster. That's the cool thing. Super modular, boom, we're good to go. That fits in here, and you got your spare rounds. You can put 357 on here too, or 38, whatever. So you're good there. Now additionally, if I don't want to carry the shoulder rig, I like to carry a lever action rifle. In this particular one, doesn't matter, it could be a Henry, a Marlin, or this Rossi R92. This is chambered in 357 Magnum, but it shoots 38 Special as well. And this is a lever action carbine. It's unloaded, and this holds, I think, 9 plus 1 357 Magnum, and then 10 38 Special, because 357 is a little bit longer of a cartridge, and that fits in this tubular magazine here. So I've had this thing since 2020, and what I did with it is I put a Hill People Gear stock like pouch thing on here. This is the 30 caliber one, and it holds 357 Magnum ammo on here, so I can have the gun loaded and then have extra rounds of ammunition on me. And I just carry this thing. It's nice, lightweight, handy carbine. Throw it over your shoulder. So what I typically do is I'll have it over my shoulder like this, be walking around, and if I did have to use it, it's a simple, you know what I mean, flip it over your shoulder, you're good to go. Super quick, nice, handy carbine. This is a great deer rifle as well. That's what I use it for. I put Skinner sights on here because I can't, the buckhorn sights that come on a lot of these lever guns was cool for back in the 1800s when you're trying to shoot horses and stuff like that, and other bad guys, I guess. But for me, the Skinner sights, it's like a ghost ring style. So it's a circle and a post front sight. And so I really like that. That's a great great gun, and again, uses all the same ammunition. Now when it comes to the revolvers that I like to carry, if I have a belt on to carry spare rounds of ammunition, is this little belt pouch here. This is a dump pouch, and these were really common back in the day for law enforcement and detectives and civilians alike. And what this does is you flip it open, and then you have your 6 rounds on a speed strip. You can carry the flat speed strips that are just a single line, or you got this one which has 3 in each side. These are a little bit quicker to reload. And so what you do with this is you open the cylinder, stick these in the chambers of the cylinder, and then you break it away, and that helps you load pretty quickly, and it carries it in a nice handy, easy to use like delivery system there. So that's what I like to, that's kind of like how we do things here. My wife knows where this is. It's always got that Taurus in it. And you know, the Taurus is not, the 38 is not the most powerful round in the world, but it beats throwing rocks. So with all that being said, that's just how we do things here on our property. I was in law enforcement for 6 years, and before that I was in the Marine Corps. I did contracting overseas, so I've been carrying a gun professionally for over a decade, and you know, it's like an extension of my body at this point, you know. But it's a tool just like anything else, just like a hammer or you know, a circular saw. You know, you want to keep it out of the reach of children. You want to keep them safe. You want to keep them locked up, or at least unusable for people that you don't want access to, right? This is a perfect time in history, I think, for the technology that's there that allows you to if you have a gun safe, to access whatever you need quickly in that safe, and also keeping it safe from and out of the hands of people that you don't want them to have access to it. Now that's how we do things here. We want to be good stewards of our land. We want to keep our animals safe, and our dogs, and you know, our kids safe, and ourselves, and be able to move about our property freely. You know, we're not in Montana or Alaska or anything like that. We're just in the blessed Commonwealth of Virginia, and there's still, you know, weird stuff that happens, whether it be 2-legged predators or 4-legged predators. And so that being said, that's how we do things here. If you have any suggestions, I know, you know, everyone's going to be like, why don't you just carry a Glock? You know, I love semi-automatic, plastic, fantastic firearms. I carry one most of the time. But on the property, and just like the ease of use for my wife or for other people to open a cylinder on a revolver, it's either loaded or it's not. You don't have to worry about a magazine inserted with a round in the chamber, whether or not there is or is not one, or safeties or anything like that. It's just put rounds in the cylinder, close the cylinder, and you're good to go. Also, the buying like one type of ammunition for firearms is kind of convenient, right? So you have, you buy your 38 and it's good for whether it's your lever action rifle or your pistols. So anyways, hope you liked the video. I hope you liked that kind of crazy story. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to try to put out a little bit more content as we can, and it really helps me out, and it makes me happy whenever you subscribe. Uncle Dave, I really hope you're subscribed by now. Calling you out. You're the man, but make sure you subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Tula, is that a cow? What is that out there?